Hello, it is Saturday, October 14th, 2023. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Saturday crossword today, so we'll be solving a difficult, themeless Saturday crossword. Should be a little trickier than yesterday's. That's usually how it goes on Saturday. Hopefully not trickier than the boss words puzzle I just solved for the Patreon campaign, which will be posted there today. Another less than great solve for me on the Boss Words Fall Themelessly competition, if you're a patron and you'd like to see that, although better than last week's at least. So that's something, I suppose. And speaking of that, this themeless, tricky edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Emma Smith, Noah Bizanson, Alan Blunder, I apologize, and as always, the indomitable Showmaster and the incredible Horan family. So thank you so much to the 5 of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for their generous support. They do bring us this series, sustain this channel, and inspire me to solve those bonus videos, such as the Boss Words Fall Themeless League tricky crosswords I've been solving that go up available to patrons. And if you'd like to see those, you can head over to patreon.com/dailysolve or click the link in the description field underneath the video where you will find all of those videos as well as the official mug for benefactors. And thank you so much to everybody who is a patron. I really do appreciate it. And yes, it keeps this thing going. So thanks. You can also join the Daily Solve Discord chat server. There's a link in the description field to that as well. It's a nice, friendly chat community. And finally, please do subscribe to the channel on YouTube. That's a big help as well. It gets these videos in front of more people, which is nice. All right, let's get on to the crossword. This is a construction by a very experienced constructor, Byron Walden, who's constructed more than 100 puzzles, I think, for the New York Times crossword. And it was edited, as always, by Will Shorts. So there is no theme today, just a themeless crossword. Let's start solving and see how we get on. Residence for a parson. So this is, a preacher's home. It could be a manse. Someone's referred to as a son of the manse or a daughter of the manse. That, usually means they're kind of a vicar's son or a vicar's daughter, that sort of thing. But let's see if this blush, e.g. I just want to check this and see if I think it's right. Blush. Makeup or blush? I don't quite see it. 1972, Gilbert O'Sullivan hit with the lyric, "Left standing in the lurch at a church." I'll probably recognize it, but I don't know. Oh, no, sorry, I was thinking Gilbert and Sullivan, this would be completely the wrong era for that. Anyway, I don't know Gilbert O'Sullivan, actually. I don't think I recognize that name. Boston in the 60s or Chicago in the 90s, e.g. Bands, maybe this is referring to. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's referring to cities or bands. Recipient of the first Vulcan nerve pinch on the original Star Trek. I don't know this actual knowledge, but I'm wondering if it's the character Sulu, simply because that's the name of a character from Star Trek, which begins with an S and fits in 4 letters. So it could be. I'll leave it there for now. Professional concerned with search engine optimization. Ooh, is this going to be an e-marketer? A terrible, terrible word. I don't know. Which would be worse, that this was in the crossword or that it's not even in the crossword and I spontaneously decided to invoke it myself? I don't know. I don't know which of those I find more odious. Single source. Single source. Could be a source for, I suspect instead of meaning one source, I suspect it means a source for singles, whether that, in whatever meaning that has, in this case for singles. I'm not sure what, though. Animal with fused toes on each hind paw, useful for grooming its coat. Koala looks like it would fit here. Does that help with this? Blush. Oh, it is makeup. For some reason, I looked at this and thought makeup wouldn't fit in this space, but of course it does. That was incredibly strange on my part. Single source. Last. And something, right, this is last as a verb. So if something will last, it will endure. There we go. Autocorrection, question mark. I'm not sure. Cooper's product. So a Cooper makes barrels, or perhaps in this case, a keg. Poetic contraction could be air as in ever. So will that ever happen? Will that ever happen? We just allied the V. Fried turnovers from southern Italy. Fried turnovers from southern Italy. I don't know. Do I think I'll know this when it comes in? I'm not sure. This looks like Alone, maybe. Gilbert O'Sullivan hit with a lyric list. Alone. Oh, autocorrection is a U-E, a U-turn. You might make a correction with respect to the route that you're traveling by making a U-turn, a U-E, which is sometimes spelled U-I-E and sometimes spelled U-E-Y in these crosswords, but there we go. What is this? Single source. Album. Right, okay, so I was sort of on the right track, but I didn't think of the proper meaning of single, which in this case would be a single, a song, a music release sold or released on its own outside of the context of an album. So its source would be an album, but then it's released as a single. This looks like NBA Dynasty. Right, okay, so it is referring to the cities, and we're referring, they must have had incredibly successful teams during those decades. So they would have been referred to as NBA dynasties, kind of, basketball legendary runs. Okay, here we have, all right, this is the fried turnover. Here we have walkway, a gate. The way in which you walk would be your gate. So obviously this is, again, with the question mark, a bit punny because you see walkway and you think, oh, it's referring to a physical, a road or a path. But nope, it's the way in which you walk. Minor blemish. A zit, maybe? Oh. We have a theme today. Oh, that's surprising. After having declared 3 or 4 times at the beginning of this video that this would be a themeless puzzle, which it almost always is on Saturday. That's very interesting. I wonder why. I wonder if maybe the constructor made this puzzle expecting it to go up sometime Monday to Thursday, but it was deemed too difficult. So we're breaking the... I know that none of these are rules. None of these is a rule, but typically we don't get themed crosswords on Friday or Saturday. That's really interesting. Anyway, so let's just read it now because I've made this observation. Part of the George W. Bush era, or a hint to part of 1826, 38, and 46 across. I have no idea what this is yet. I don't know. Okay, we'll have to come back to it. Right, so here we have Champagne region. It looks like Eastern or Western something. I don't know enough. Although the way it's spelled, Champagne. This isn't French champagne. This looks like Champaign, Illinois. A place about which I know nothing other than that it exists. So apologies to anybody from there that I'm not able to infer anything else about this clue. But I do think that's probably the case. There might be other examples of places spelled this way. Let's look at this. Club member in a hit 1985 adventure comedy. Oh, The Goonies is surely the film being referred to here. So, Goonie. Oh, I want this to be an A, so that part of this is referring to bread. Let's see. Oh, alone again. That would make sense with that lyric, left standing in the lurch at a church. So this would be Eastern, if that's true. Gag. Is this sort of making a gagging sound, like ich, that kind of thing? I'm not sure. Punnery, e.g. wit. Oh no, it's ew. You say ew, you're saying it's disgusting. I'm gagging. Home to Mayor Fiorello LaGuardia's Talk to the People program, right? So Fiorello LaGuardia, famous mayor of New York City, so must have been on the radio station WNYC. Wrinkly fruit. I'm sure it'll be very, very obvious when I see it. I can't think off the top of my head. Keep cooler. Keep cooler. Not sure. There's something punny here. I can imagine puns for either of these words. I'm not sure what's going on just yet. Round cleans better, sloganeer. Not sure about that either. Okay, let's go back up to the top of the puzzle. We've gotten distracted. Fictional character who cries, "I am madness maddened." I want to think that's maybe Ahab from Moby Dick, which I have to admit I have not actually read it in its entirety. I'm one of probably many people who started reading Moby Dick and got a fair way in and was enjoying it, but just sort of petered out because it is very long. But I've spoken to many people who have said genuinely it really is worth reading all the way through. I mean, sort of stereotypical thing to recommend reading, but I mean, even just recently I've had that recommendation several times. Word with band or candy. I'm not sure. Junker, a heap. You could refer to a vehicle as being a junker, a real heap. Business opening. Agribusiness. I'm only saying this because I think this is Ahab, but agribusiness is a way to refer to sort of, farming at industrial scale, or the business surrounding that. I bet this is Ahab. Major Downer. Ahab, of course, being the sort of quixotic captain of the Pequod in Moby Dick, who was obsessed with hunting the whale that took his leg. Word with band or candy. Checks or balances say. So once again, you read this and it sounds like you're referring to checks and balances in government. So different arms of government exerting influence over the others to prevent severe power imbalance. But I think in fact, this is referring to probably something financially related. Checks, as in checks you might write to make a payment, or a bank balance. But I'm not sure what it is. Almond confections. Oh, and that's part of this again. I still don't know what's going on here. Let's just keep going throughout the crossword. Question persistently. To question someone persistently would be to quiz them, to I feel as though there are other possibilities on the tip of my tongue and I can't think what they are. To grill doesn't fit. I can't think of other possibilities. Main ingredient in a Thai som tam salad. Oh, I'm not sure offhand. Riders of the Purple Sage setting. I don't know. It could be something like Utah, maybe. Actually, if it were, this could be quiz. I'm just trying to think of western regions of the U.S. that this could be. It feels like that's what this is. I'm just going to try this. Let's see. Sibilant summons. Oh, no, I don't like that for this. Never mind. Course catalog, question mark. Again, lots of question mark, lots of punny answers. Okay, we'll keep going. Chain with a mansard roof in its logo. This will be a restaurant, probably? Not sure. Woman's name that sounds like a letter of the alphabet. D, maybe? Just kind of going through the letters in my head now. K is another. Those are the two that come to mind for me. Which do I think is more likely? Major Downer. Cabaret name. I've never seen Cabaret. I'm not confident enough in this just yet. Okay. PR people. Agents, maybe? I don't know if that's necessarily accurate. Reps, maybe? Well, yeah, maybe. Public relations representatives, maybe. I don't know. The ultimate struggle. I call dibs. that one's mine or that's mine. I don't know. I have that. I don't know. Adoption of the International Radio Telegraph Convention in 1906. That's interesting. I wonder if this has anything to do with the International Phonetic Alphabet? Oh no, probably not, because this is telegraph. Yeah, that wouldn't have anything to do with what I'm saying. So something to do with Morse code, presumably. SOS maybe, which is a kind of internationally recognized distress call and doesn't actually stand for anything unto itself. It's there because it's easy to it's easy to sign it to indicate in Morse code, which would make sense as to why it's adopted here. And S would be, yeah, plural there. Well, I guess this could be Illinois, actually. Let's put this in. Yeah, I like SOS for that. Looky here. Oh ho, looky here. This notable thing at which I'm staring. The ultimate struggle. I call dibs. It does look like something like this one's mine, or this is mine. Maybe that's it. Brisbane to Sydney direction. I'm gonna guess east southeast. My Australian geography is not confident enough to be certain this is the case. But let's see. No, it's not going to be. It's going to be. I got it exactly wrong. It's either south by southwest or west southwest. Let's see, because more than 7% of Minnesotans by ancestry. So I wouldn't have specifically known this, but Minnesota is a Midwestern country, and you think of those as being very disproportionately in having Nordic ancestry. So I'm guessing this is Swedes. Let's see. Oscar winner for The Accidental Tourist, 1988. I've never actually seen this. I know it has a score by John Williams, but that's about all I know about this film. Yeah, I'm not sure. Shiraz and others. Red wines. The ultimate struggle. Oh, good versus evil. There we go. Major PBS funder for short. The National Endowment for the Arts, probably. That would make sense. PBS being the public broadcasting system in the US. Live tweets. Round cleans better. Yeah, I don't know that. Let's look down here. Turn around so I can see you. Face me, you might say. Analog of aloha and shalom. Ciao? In that this is a sort of multi-purpose word that can be a greeting and a farewell and kind of a general. Is that maybe right? Yes, if you're seeing red, you're livid. That looks good. Singer Cleo with Grammy nominations in jazz, pop, and classical. I don't know. Cleo Main Payne. I don't think I know this person. Flat bottoms of shoes, for instance, are soles. So there we go. Live tweets, question mark. So you read this and you think it's going to be something dealing with the social networking site Twitter, but I'm guessing it's not because of the question mark. So you're meant to think of that, but in fact it means something else, punnily. Bird calls. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I sort of said I don't know what it is without even really looking and thinking about it. It's probably not a good instinct. I should probably at least think about things first. So here we have Cleo Lane. This might come with breakfast in bed, in brief. TLC, Tender Loving Care? I don't know if that's probably not right. 1980s sitcom puppet. Oh, well, that's Alf, the alien life form from the sitcom bearing his name, Alf. So maybe that is the answer to this. Let's look at this. Roster for William Morris or creative artists. Those are talent agencies. Let's see. Oh, it's something list? Oh, no, 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 probably not. This will be Gina Davis, I suspect. So, oh, talent. Oh, right, I said talent even. I didn't think about it. So, right, they can have a roster of talent upon which, they call to sort of set up auditions or whatever on behalf of a studio. Keep cooler, or to send their clients to auditions. Keep cooler. Re-ice. To re-ice something would be to keep it cooler. You want to keep it cooler, so you re-ice it when the ice melts or whatever. Instant. An instant would be a trice, a very small period of time. It'll happen in a trice. It'll happen in an instant, very quickly. Oh, I see. Round cleans better slogan here. That must be Oral B. I don't think I've ever encountered this slogan, but Oral B is a dental hygiene brand, so that'll be it. I guess they're referring to the little round spinning toothbrush heads on an electric toothbrush. Major downer. A something fall. I still just can't see it. Sorry. PR people. Oh, they are agents. I think that was my first thought. Okay, what else do we have up here? I've been stuck up here for a while, actually, haven't I? Cabaret name. Yeah. Major downer. Major downer. So I've been thinking about this as something unfortunate or disappointing that happens. Is there another way? Oh, a buzzkill. That's a major downer. That's a buzzkill. And that's actually really good, a good clue, because it sort of matches the tone of its answer. You could imagine the same sort of person saying, oh, that's a major downer, as saying, oh, that's a buzzkill. So it's fairly well constructed in that regard. It just took me a while. So here we go. The woman's name is Kay from my two options. Cabaret name, still not sure about that. Checks or balances. Almond confections. Oh, marzipans? Right, okay. So marzipan is used in, at least I assume this will be the answer, used in baking and can be sort of sculpted in different ways and things like this. Okay, cabaret name. I'm still not sure. Lila, Leela, Liza. Why is everything I'm thinking of starting with L? I don't know. Do I think it is? Does that look like anything? Checks or balances say. I don't know, but this looks like pizza. Oh, Pizza Hut. Oh, right. Pizza Hut does have a very distinctive roof that, yeah, I guess it is in the logo, a sort of stylized version of its roof shape. Cabaret name, Liza. Is it Liza? Oh, papaya. That would make sense. That you do find that in Thai cuisine. Riders of the Purple Sage. It is Utah. That was my first thought. I think that's probably right. Course catalog. Oh, a menu. Right. Okay. So once again, classic. Well, I was going to say themeless puzzle style, but this is not a themeless puzzle. But a course catalog, yeah, you might think a university course listing or something, but no, in this case, it's courses that you might eat, food, and the catalog of those is the menu. To question someone persistently is to pump them for information. Okay, so I didn't have that one in there in my mind as a possibility. Sibilant summons could be psst, sound you make to summon somebody to get their attention and ask them to come over to you. And it's sibilant because it's using that sibilant S sound. Checks or balances say, oh, regulates. Oh, right, okay. So it was actually something closer to the original meaning I have of this. To check somebody would be to regulate them potentially, or to balance power, to regulate power. So that, I think that is what that's getting at. And then cabaret name is Liza. Here we have word with band or candy, armband or arm candy. Right, okay, of course those are both phrases. There we go. Oh, and here we have panzerotti, the fried turnovers from southern Italy. I actually don't know that I'm familiar with these. Oh, and then this did turn out to be Eastern Illinois after all that. So my suspicion was right. Now that we've filled most of the puzzle, do I have any guess about what's going on with this surprising theme, this stowaway theme that's made its way into our Saturday puzzle? Hint to part of. I'm just not seeing it. I will have to. Hopefully, the revealer does explain. Tested as a cask to see how much whiskey remains. Is this because of evaporation? Grades? What? Wrinkly fruit, blank moment, in a moment? I don't know, it could be a few things probably that work here. Spoils, rots, or goes. Yeah, I mean, I could imagine either of those or other things being plausible. What barflies hit? They hit the sauce. Barfly, someone who's drinking could be said to hit the sauce, which does fit. I mean, there might be other possibilities, but one of the reasons I think that is a reasonably good guess is, again, because barfly is essentially a slang term, and to hit the sauce is an idiomatic phrase. It's a slang kind of way of referring to that. So gangbusters in old slang are T-men, which I think is for treasury men who would investigate sort of racketeering and that kind of thing. Let's see. Howdy. Hiya, maybe? Do I think that works here? Slangy treatment for a disturbing visual. I something? C61 down, which is Born to Hand Jive group. Don't think I know that. What about this? Wrinkly fruit. Oh, Casaba? Shangri-La. Oh, in Eden. So Shangri-La and Eden, a kind of idealized place, an idealized place that can probably never be actually achieved. Okay, so part of the George W. Bush era. I'm still just not quite sure what we're looking for here. Oh, and I never looked at this. With 65 across, Born to Hand Jive group. Is it Shanana? That is a group, and it looks like it would fit well, so I bet that is the answer. Okay, let's see. Oh, what about this? Where Al Jazeera is headquartered. Is it Doha? That seems pretty plausible. Chisel, in a way. Oh, to etch into stone. One-time labor and transportation secretary Elaine Chao was a transportation secretary in the U.S. Slangy treatment for disturbing visual. Sorry, I'm not quite getting this. Slangy. I don't know. Sorry. Tested as a regaged. Oh, the mid-aughts. The mid-aughts. That would be the part of the George W. Bush era in terms of the literal era, the actual time in which he was the president of the U.S. So, or a hint to part of. Oh. Is it zip? As in, so aught is referring to zero, which is why the mid-aughts are the early 2000s, because they're the sort of the zeros. So zip, oh, sorry, I keep. Nil down here. Nada here. What's the one in Panzerati? Oh, zero, of course. It's the most obvious one. So we had zip, zero, nil, and nada. There we go. A nice, ultimately relatively simple theme in a very surprising place, a Saturday puzzle. Anyway, let's finish it off. Oh, an aha moment, which is what I just had. An appropriate clue to be solving just now. Spoils, the spoils of war could be in the sense of the spoils of victory, your haul, what you've earned or gained or maybe stole. And then here we have eye bleach, I see. Yes, that is slangy in the sense that people say, oh, I've seen this thing that's so horrific. I need to bleach my eyes. I need eye bleach. So there we go. That was the Saturday puzzle, a very surprising Saturday puzzle with a theme, our mid-aughts theme, featuring synonyms for aught such as zip, zero, nil, and nada. Very seamlessly contained within their clues, and the totality of the theme, including the revealer, is symmetrically disposed in the grid. In other words, if you flipped the grid around 180 degrees, all of these highlighted cells, including the one I'm currently highlighting in blue, would still be, they would be in exactly the same positions. And there we go, a tricky Saturday crossword. Yeah, it's interesting. This must have been, I'm curious if this was submitted expecting it to be a Saturday or expecting it to be maybe yeah, because what day would it be? The theme is sort of too simple for a Thursday, arguably. Although you do sometimes get Thursdays with very simple themes. And this puzzle is certainly too difficult for a Wednesday, I would argue. So that must have been how it ended up on Saturday. Yeah, I wonder what was the decision between Friday and Saturday. Anyway, there we go. A tricky, surprisingly themed crossword by Byron Walden. There we have it. And now let's look at a few clues from yesterday's crossword, which I did make sure to set aside. So, Stephen Giblin, regarding 39A referee, says, I think the flag referred to in the clue flag bearer is the yellow flag that American football referees throw when they call a penalty. I'm sure you're right. I'm yes, not familiar enough to have inferred that, but I'm sure that is correct. Time Gentleman points out Sarah Gilbert got her Emmy nominations playing Darlene in the TV show Roseanne. She's also been in The Big Bang Theory and movies such as Poison Ivy and High Fidelity, amongst other things. All right, well, among all of those, I've only seen High Fidelity, the film, so that is why I did not recognize her, I suppose, but thank you for that. And finally, Falciole explains Edo is the former name of Tokyo. That's what I thought, but I wasn't sure enough to be confident. That's disappointing. And also the name of the era of Japanese history, when Japan was ruled by the military dictatorship of the shogun. All right, well, there we go, the Edo era of Japan. Thank you so much for those comments. Thanks to you for getting to the end of today's video. I'll be back tomorrow for a Sunday crossword in which we will have another theme in this highly themed week in a much larger grid. So do join me for that. But until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Saturday. Take care.